Shalom, Shalom Israel. I am the brother Yawana from the Great Millstone, Arizona camp, coming back at y'all with Lord's will, another edifying lesson. First and foremost, as always, before I start, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachach Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, our teachers. Shalom to you brothers pushing and teaching this truth across the four winds of this earth. And as always, peace, blessings, and many salutations be to you sincere Akyam wa Akwath, you brothers along with you few sisters, who are given all diligence in these last days, right, through the mercy and grace of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through his only beloved begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, coming back with another sit-down lesson. In today's topic, we're going to touch on the parable, right, of Lazarus, okay, which is going to be Luke chapter 16, and verse 19. Now, when we're going to go into the parable, it's a parable of Lazarus and the rich man. Okay, which the rich man, really, represents, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay, which we understand, right? Esau, okay, the wicked, as it says in Job 9:24, the earth is given into his hands, right? And this devil has a lot of power, right? This devil is in a very high position, okay? And really, that's getting ready to change here soon. Okay, and the poor man, right, Lazarus, represents the Israelites, Yashar Allah, okay, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, okay, which are God's people according to the Bible. So without further ado, man, let's get straight into it. This is Luke 16 and verse 19. There was a certain rich man who was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day. And, we understand that, again, these devils are very wealthy. They have access to certain, gold and minerals, right? Resources, oils, the finest fragrances, okay, that we don't, right? And that's why I'm going to go here to the book of Psalms, chapter 73 and instead of verse 3, it says, "For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men," especially the elite banking families, man. Okay, the richest families on this earth, okay, they are not, in trouble, as a so-called Negro man, right, living on, or even the so-called Negro woman, okay, living on Section 8 in the ghetto, man. You see that they are nowhere in trouble as, other what they call minorities, okay. It says, which they call us minorities, right, the Native American, Latino, and so-called Negro men. It says, "Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand without fatness, they have more than their heart could wish." These devils have more than they could even really want or need. Okay? It says, "They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. And they say, How doth the Most High know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches." That's right. They increase in riches, man. Again, right, going right back to the parable, to Luke the 16th chapter. Okay? You see, these devils are living in complete luxury. And I want to get this word luxury as well on the online etymology. And it says lasciviousness, sinful indulgence, right, sensual pleasure, right, excess, extravagant living, right, living in, crazy, houses with like 5 pools, sitting on acres of beautiful land and trees and fruit and vegetables, everywhere, right, ain't no telling, man. It says magnificence. Let me go down a little bit. Habit of indulgence in what is choice or costly, that of something choice or comfortable beyond life's necessity. So they have more than the the basic needs, okay, of the average person. They have, like we read in Psalm 73, they have more than their heart could wish for. Okay, they and that really, when you look at that, it goes back to the story of Genesis. So I'm gonna say it's Genesis the 25th chapter, right, concerning Esau and Jacob. Okay, which again, Esau, Edom, right, is the so-called white man. Okay, and Jacob represents the Israelites. And Jacob was given a blessing from his father, right, that he was going to have dominion, okay, and that he was going to, all people were going to come, and serve him, right, which that blessing, still stands. And in due time, that blessing is going to come, into fruition. But, Esau was given the fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven. You see, and right now he's living out that blessing, right? While right now, we're living out the curses written of in Deuteronomy 28, going back to the disobedience of our forefathers, man. We have borne their iniquities, we have reaped, the consequence, of their disobedience, okay, which is captivity, which we are still in this day, which we are still poor as well. It says, and there was Luke 16:20, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores, okay, and the sores represent the curses, and desiring to be fed with crumbs, which fell from the rich man's table. Okay, you see that? Now, as the one of the curses was in Deuteronomy, was that we go to our enemy in the want of all things. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in the want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So, this curse really was heavy, upon us in a time of, hardcore bondage, man, being on the cotton fields, being whipped, raped, and eaten, okay, throughout the week, our women, our kids taken from us, you see, but hey, we're still going to our enemies in the one of all things, okay, these different businesses, these stores, these little fast food joints, it's all owned, by the white man, okay, because once again, he has power, in the earth. You see, he's a king as of right now, but what do the scriptures say about that, man? Let's get that in the book of Daniel, right? Chapter, I want to say Daniel chapter 2 and verse 27. And it reads, it's like, let me go down a little bit. Bear with me, Baba Kusha. Matter of fact, let me look it up just in case. Setteth up kings. I believe it's in Daniel, if I'm not mistaken. Setteth up kings. It was 2 and 21, Slovakia. This is Daniel chapter 2 and verse 21. And he changeth the times, and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. Okay, but the point is, the Lord removes kings and he sets another king up in his stead. Okay, and right now, we're at the time of a transition of power. Okay, the going down and the end of the rule of the heathen. Okay, starting with Esau, Edom. All this is getting ready to change, man. This is recorded in biblical prophecy. This is Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 7. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both doeth one commit iniquity. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. You see that? The kingdom is being translated right now. Okay? And each day that passes, we're getting closer to that transition, physically, man, of Esau being destroyed and sitting in the dust, as it says in Isaiah 47 and 1, and Lord willing, into the time in which the Lord said that we were going to reign, and have, power over the nations. Okay, that's coming, man. That prophecy, is right around the corner, man. I mean, just look at what's going on in the earth. Okay, a lot of end time prophecies are coming to pass, and more things, are on the way. Okay, which is continuing to further us, to the day of our return, of our Lord's return. Okay, which again entails the end of the wicked rule and influence of these nations. Okay, and the establishment to the kingdom of heaven. So let's go back to that Luke chapter 16. And let's keep going. Luke chapter 16 and verse 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And he and in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. Now, when this is talking about hell, this isn't talking about, an underground place, okay, where you're being tormented by Hades. All right, that really goes into Greek mythology. Okay, hell is a condition and a state, you see? And just to prove that, this is Jonah chapter 2 and verse 2. And if you remember the story of Jonah, right, the Lord told Jonah to go and prophesy against Nineveh. Okay, but what did he do? He ultimately wanted to flee, on a ship to Tarshish. Okay, so he was basically trying to, go against, what the Lord wanted him to do. right? And he ran away from his duty, man, from his command. So what ended up happening to him as he was on that ship to Tarshish, right? The Lord caused a great storm to come, okay? And the storm became so great, that, hey, at the end of the day, Jonah knew why the storm, was there, because the Lord was trying to get his attention, man. So he told the people to throw him off the ship, and the Lord sent a great fish to swallow him up. All right, so just to set the theme, this is Jonah 2:2, and said, I cried by reason of mine affliction unto the Lord, and he heard me. Out of the belly of hell cried I, and thou heardest my voice. You see that? So Jonah was in a hellish like situation. Okay, because there's no telling. You got to really visualize these scriptures. Okay, and really see what you're have the vision of what you're reading. Okay, because he wasn't just sitting in there like a cartoon. You see how they're sitting in the belly of the fish with like a little campfire and a marshmallow with a stick. No, man. He was probably it probably was dark in there. Most likely it was super dark in there, man. Okay, it probably smelled in there. The water could have probably been up to his to his chin, so he could barely breathe. You see, so ain't no telling, man. Now that's just speculation, but again, he was in a hellish like situation, and he cried out. Okay, but that didn't mean when he said he was in hell, he was somewhere underground like these Christians will tell you, right? So, hey, that the rich man is getting ready to be in hell. You Edomites, right? You were starting with you elite baking families, man. A lot of you, your kids, your babies, when they grow up, are about to be in complete hell, man, in the world to come, in the kingdom of heaven. Okay? Verse 23 again, it says, and in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments. He seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. You see that? So, that rich man's like, have mercy. But see, at the end of the day, this devil didn't have mercy on us. Okay, he forwarded the affliction. He did more than he was supposed to. Hell, he wasn't just killing us and raping us. He was eating us, man. All right, you can read the book of the delectable Negro. Okay, this devil has done all that on top of steal from us. He stole our heritage. He steals everything from these other nations as well and claims that as his own. Okay, the scriptures say that the Lord's going to cause his foot to slip in due time, man. Okay, because this devil's been running all the way since Cain. All right, a vagabond, that's a runaway slave, man. You see, he's a runaway slave, and here soon the Lord is getting ready to use us to ring him up by his neck. Okay, which is all part of prophecy as well. Matter of fact, let me go to that too. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, and let me go down a little bit. Verse 25, it reads, My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from the Most High. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck. That's right, and that's the privilege that we're getting ready to be given. Okay, for continuing to wait upon the Lord to rise up to the prey. Right, we're not going out and trying to take the riches that we know belongs to us from these devils, or go march in the streets. We're waiting for the Lord to come and do it, man. Okay, because he's our redeemer, right? And he's strong, and when he comes back, hey, it ain't gonna be no talking in, man. You see, that's why these elites know he's coming, and that's why they have these bunkers, man, which is going to further fulfill the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bible prophecy. Okay, they're gonna be in those bunkers, and they're gonna hide themselves from the wrath of the Lamb, because they know it's on the way. All right, and when he returns, he's not coming back. With them in his favor. All right, Esau, Edom, the Edomites are cursed of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, a nation that he hates. All right, he's getting ready to show that hatred, man. Okay, really through us, and the Lord's not going to show you devils any mercy. And this is why, verse 25, for Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented, man. You see that? Whereas in this life now, we catch hell. Our forefathers, not even that too much long ago, man, that were in slavery, in chains, in cages, right? Hey, they suffer. We suffer greatly as a people, man. The scriptures say, let's get that in Daniel, right? This is the book of Daniel, chapter 9, and verse 12. It says, and he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem. So nobody has went through the hell that we went through, and really we've been going through so much hell because we continue to rebel. We continue to buck up against Yahweh Shema Shai, and that's why the Lord said your iniquities have withholding good things from you. Okay, our iniquities put us in a position to be under the feet of all that hate us, man. Okay, to have a basis of man ruling over us, man. Right? To have him, the basis of man has taken everything from us, and the Lord allowed him to do it. Okay, even in Jeremiah, the Lord said thou will discontinue from thine heritage, and we did. Okay, but now we're coming back, and the Lord setting us in order before the eyes of our enemy, pursuing the Psalms, the 50th chapter, man. Okay, and these devils are getting real afraid because they know that once we come back to this knowledge and we start putting up our hands and praying to our power facing the east, that's when their rule is getting ready to cease. Okay, it's getting ready to end, right? And everything that they have is ours, and they know they're gonna have to give it away. All right, these Edomites don't want to give it away. It don't matter where you got your wealth and your rubies and your stones and your pearls, where you got them hid away and locked in a vault. We gonna blow that thing down, man. We gonna look at it and it's gonna melt. Okay, the Lord's gonna give us new bodies, man, and we're not gonna be oppressed by these heathen. Okay, then they're never gonna have power over us. We're gonna have power over them. All right, so you rich elite banking families, man. You starting with you on down to the whole nation of Esau and the rest of you heathen. Hey, get ready to be in servitude, man. This is James 5:1, right? It says, "Look here, you rich people." This is the NLT. "Weep and groan with anguish because of all the terrible troubles ahead of you. Your wealth is rotting away, and your fine clothes are moth-eaten rags. Your gold and silver are corroded. The very wealth you were counting on will eat away your flesh like fire. This corroded treasure you have hoarded will testify against you on the day of judgment. For listen, hear the cries of the field workers whom you have cheated of their pay. The cries of those who harvest your fields have reached the ears of the Lord of heaven's armies." It says, "You have spent your years on earth in luxury." See that? Satisfying your every desire, and especially you Edomites, man. Okay, because right now you're living in your kingdom. This is the time in which, you are living in paradise. Right? Just as, Abraham in that parable told the rich man. Okay, hey, Lazarus received the evil things, and you've received the good things in life. Okay? It says, "You have fattened yourself for the day of slaughter. You have condemned and killed innocent people who do not resist you." Yeah, you people have killed the Israelites. Okay, the scriptures say, they shoot with arrows at the perfect, right? Which the perfect represents Israel, man. Okay, you people have touched, and killed, and completely, how could you say, offended the Lord in touching the apple of his eye, the Lord's precious, precious, I guess you could just say precious people, all right, which are the Israelites, man. All right, that's why the Lord said, because thou hast kept a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel, right? The Lord's going to shed your blood, man. Blood shall pursue you, okay? And everything you got is getting ready to be translated, right, unto us. Because really the earth was made for us, man. The scriptures say that the earth is made for Israel, right? In 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, right? Job chapter 20 and verse 15, "He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of asps. The viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down." He said, you're getting ready to restore. Restore what? Okay, everything that's rightfully ours that you took. Okay? And there's that word restore. It says bring back. Bring back to who? Right? To the Israelites. Right? Reinstate. You're going to have to pay up. It says, "According to his substance shall the restitution be." Woo! "And he shall not rejoice therein." Yeah, you devils ain't going to be, happy at that. But guess what? There's not going to be anything you can do. Because the scriptures say in 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, that no man is able to oppress him that have gotten the victory. Right? Nobody's going to be able to oppress us in the kingdom. Really, the nations are going to be in fear. All right? Because they're going to see, the godlike abilities that we have. All right? Remember, Yahweh Shai, did miracles. Yahweh Shai had spiritual power and was one of the many, of our forefathers that possessed such spiritual abilities to be able to have super strength, to walk on water, to multiply food and water, out of thin air. Okay, hell, the Heavenly Father through Yahweh Shai right, through Moses, had him cleave the rock for us to drink. All right, and water came out of that rock. See, the Lord has used men to do marvelous things. Okay, and in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to have abilities that, you know, just like you see in the Marvel, the X-Men, we're going to be able to do things like that, man. Teleportation, flying, super speed, super jump, levitate like Black Adam. All right, you know, shooting fire out of our hands or out of our mouth. I mean, how, you know, hey, right now we're just speculating, but at the end of the day, you know, hey, it's not far-fetched, right? Because, hey, even Yahweh Shai, there was an instant where he had vanished, in front of two men, right? Now, where vanish goes into disappear suddenly, you know? But nevertheless, you know, the devils aren't going to be able to oppress us anymore, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. And that's what you devils have done, okay? Let's get that as well in the book of Micah, chapter 2, and verse 2. It says, I'll start verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. Verse 2 in the NLT on the right-hand side. When you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. That's right. Even going back into Ezekiel, the 36th chapter, right? The Lord said, you know, he is against all the residue of the heathen, even Idumea, because they have appointed all of his lands into their hands with, you know, joy of all their heart and despiteful minds. They cast it out for prey. Okay, so these devils, they took everything, wrongfully, with evil, intent in their minds, all right, with hatred, and they did it with joy. When you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. When you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence. Just watch that movie, Killers of the Flower Moon, if I believe it's called, with Leonardo DiCaprio. You know, these Edomites were marrying into these native tribes, okay, so that they can, pretty much be, on the name of all the land that they own and all their possessions, so that when they get on, when they have that legal right of all their land that they married into, right, they ultimately kill off the natives, mate, so there's nobody to inherit it after them. They don't have no descendants that can come, and have a piece of that land as an inheritance. These devils wanted it all for themselves, and they did it, with violence, man. You see, but that's the track record, and that's the history and the true character, right, of this devil, man. Okay, he's lived his life in luxury, right? In the way that he's got that luxury, he got those riches, was by deceit, man. It was by evil, it was by wickedness. Okay, that's why the scriptures say, "He that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done." You devils are not going to be acquitted, man. Somebody has to pay up, and the Lord requires that which is past. Right? It says you cheat a man of his property, stealing his family's inheritance, and that's what you Edomites have done. All right, and everybody knows it, man. The whole world knows that you Americans, you Edomites, are not right. The scriptures say the spirit that's in him is not upright that's in him in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, man. Okay, see that? Job 20:19, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, and we are the poor. All right, the Israelites, we are the poor and needy, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. Okay, you see that? You devils, man, have, had us build up your luxurious homes for you to dwell, in complete comfortability and peace. But then we can't have no, part in it, man. But that's all right, because the Lord is a God of balance. You see? You see the scripture say, "A just way is his delight." And the Lord said it's a righteous thing to recompense tribulation to them that troubled us. And that's why I want to go here to the book of Isaiah, right? Chapter 65. And let me go down. Slack it, bear with me. Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 17. It says, "For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people. And the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying." We're not going to be crying in the kingdom of heaven, man. We're not going to be sad. We're going to be happy every single day. Okay, because, we're going to, be able to fully live, man. We're going to be able to have a body to where it's not subject to pain, right? To negative thoughts and, demons, fucking with you. Like, we're not going to deal with any of that, man. Being afraid of even animals, right? We're going to be completely, at peace, as it says in Jeremiah 30:10, right? "Jacob shall return and shall be in peace." right? He shall not be disturbed. Roughly paraphrasing. It says, verse 20, there shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his days. For the child shall die 100 years old, but the sinner being 100 years old shall be accursed. And they shall build houses and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. They shall not build and another inhabit. You see that? We're not gonna build, a house for these heathen, man, and then for them to live in it. Okay, they're gonna be building for us, right? Which we're gonna get into. It says, they shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of a tree are the days of my people, and mine elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth for trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of the Lord Yahweh, and their offspring with them. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. You see that? Before we even finish the prayer, the Lord's already got it answered, man. The Lord's got it covered. Okay? We're getting ready to be comforted, man. We're getting ready to be, in peace, like the scriptures say. Paradise is open unto you, right? Which was told unto Ezra. Paradise has been opened unto us as well, man, in this time, right? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. Okay, so we're going to go back. Okay, because again, the rich man in that parable was asking, that he could have mercy, man, have ease, right, in the midst of his affliction, in the midst of that fire, right, that captivity, right, that hell. But he's not going to, man. You devils didn't show no mercy to us. Now we're not going to show no mercy to you. Now, the only time you devils will be able to get rest is on the Sabbath days in the kingdom, man, and the high holy days. But besides that, you devils are going to be working, man. You devils are going to be suffering just as we've suffered. Scriptures say they shall take them captives whose captives they were, right? Rusty chains around your neck, right? Yokes of iron. You see that? Just go, and really these devils know it, man. Just like that movie, The Man in the Iron Mask, which movie played with a younger Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay, but in that movie, you see there's two twin brothers, and the evil twin brother had his younger brother who was, heir to the throne. He had him locked up so that he could steal his spot and be the king. And for the longest time, people thought he was a true king until the three, king's men that were close to him knew that the son wasn't supposed to be in jail. So they went and freed him and put him in his rightful place. And the evil twin who put his brother in jail so that he could take his spot was now put in the same iron mask he was in jail, man. These devils get these movies from the scriptures, man. That's the story of Esau and Jacob, right? And you notice how he even received mercy. The evil twin didn't stay in the mask, forever like the other brother would have. He still showed him mercy. But this is Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 6. It says, the multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah. All they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praises of the Lord Yahweh. See, gold and incense, the finest gold and frankincense, okay, is going to be brought to us. All the flocks of Kedar, right, in the kingdom, shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Nebaioth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. Who are these that fly as a cloud, and as the doves to their windows? Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord thy power, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. You see that? We're going to be receiving their gold and their silver. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their king shall minister unto thee. See that? The sons of strangers are going to build up the kingdom, right? The heathen, we're not gonna have to build nothing, man. Okay, we're gonna be kings. Then they're gonna be the servants. They're kings. They're high ranked, individuals, man, are going to be serving us hand and foot. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. See, the Lord's about to show that favor. Okay, and really he's showing it right now by dealing with us through the Spirit, supping with us, allowing us to have this truth and to have the gift of faith, man, to have the brotherhood. You see, that's favor, that's mercy right there, man. Which the Lord willing, we endure to the end. The Lord is going to really show that mercy, right, by coming through and making good on his word, right, on the blessings that he promised unto us, going all the way back to our forefather Abraham. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, that their kings may be brought. And I want to go into this word of force, their forces. right? Strong's H2428 says strength, might, efficiency, wealth, ability, wealth. Okay, all the wealth that these devils have, all the finest jewels and the precious metals and stones, okay, it's all going to be brought and given unto us. Okay, they're going to have to cough it all up. They're going to have to ante up, man. Like for that old, brothers that know that song, ante up. Right, it's an old song. But, hey, the Lord's about to bless us immensely, man, and all the riches that these devils hide away, that they hoard for themselves so nobody else can have, hey, all that's getting ready to be given to us, right, as a blessing, from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. I mean, we're reading the prophecy, man. Okay, when this isn't just something that I'm saying, and no, this is what the Heavenly Father said He was gonna do through Yahweh Shah. All right, and again, every day that passes, we're getting close to these things that we're reading come into reality. All right, and Lord willing, we're of the elect. Those first fruits will be the first ones of our people to experience these things and see us go from a completely low estate, to to an elevated estate. Right, this is 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 7. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. Right, the Lord, caused us, to be brought low. Okay, but it's only because of us. We messed up. Right, and that's why scriptures say that it was prophecy. Right, Baruch the 2nd chapter, how they were called to remembrance the sins of their forefathers which have sinned against the Lord, and that's what's taking place now. We're like, okay. We're here because our forefathers messed up. Let's do opposite of what they did. They were disobedient. Let's be obedient to receive the Lord's mercy and grace, seen as we need it in this time more now than ever. Okay? You see, but the Lord maketh rich and He maketh poor. Right? It says He raiseth up the poor out of the dust. You see, we're getting ready to be brought up out of the dust, out of that low estate, out of confusion, and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill. Right? And we are that beggar, going back to Lazarus, man. He was the beggar at the gate, right? Just trying to get the master's crumbs. You see, he was the tail, right? And the rich man was the head. It says, and he lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes. A dunghill is like a pile of shit, man. See, the Lord's going to take us from ashes, and cause us to rise from the ashes, really, just like that bird, a phoenix. Hey, that really represents us as a people. We're going to rise from the ashes, man, to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and He hath set the world upon them. Okay? So, this is what's getting ready to happen for us, Lord willing. The Lord's about to take us out of this lower state, right? And He's going to cause us to elevate very greatly, okay? And be above those that hated us and have done us wrong and profited off of us, being in that low condition and state, which really these nations were going back to that dog licking the sword. The dog represented the heathen. I'm not sure if I, mentioned that. So Salakia, but the dogs represent the heathen. Okay, and them licking our swords, them profiting off of us and benefiting off of us being in a low condition as a people. Okay, but that's all good though. They can do that. Okay, because they're fulfilling prophecy. But we know that we got next, man. And just a quick testimony too. I've been wanting to do a lesson on it, but just kind of spirit, going to different things. But there was which is kind of fit for this lesson. Maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, I was with one of the brothers, man, and we were at this, at the light rail waiting for the train. And as we're sitting at the train station, the light rail's pulling up, and there's a man, approaching us, walk past us, and he had a shirt on that said "blessed." Right, and I was telling the brother that I have been seeing a lot of shirts like that, just in that time, like a couple days. In a row, I seen people with the shirt blessed, and I was like, okay, calm, yeah, all praise to Yahweh Shemel Shah. See, but as this dude's passing us, I told him, I was like, hey man, I like that shirt because it was pretty cool, with the design. And he's like, thanks, and he saves the best for last. Like he literally told that to me, like, and the brother, he said, yeah, thanks, and he saves he saves the best for last. All right, it was completely out of nowhere, right? But it was so spiritual because, everything that happens to us, even the small things, we pay very close attention to, right? And we understand, Yahweh Shai said, he that is first shall be last, right? Esau, Edom, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob's the beginning of it that followeth, right? But he that is last shall be first, right? Jacob, we know we're last, but hey, the Lord saved the best for last, because when we come up and we come into power, hey, through, under our Lord Yahweh Shai, under our King David, okay, and under the 12, disciples, which will latter turn apostles, we're going to be good forever, man. We're never going to go into captivity again, so that's something to fight for, brothers, man. Always keep in your forefront that, again, when we read these prophecies, we're not just reading mere words on a page. Okay, this book lives, all right, and things that are written in it to come to pass, are surely going to happen. So, we know we can continue to trust in the Lord's words, man. But nevertheless, I do hope that was edifying to you, Akyam or Akwal, who tuned in. As always, before I close off, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, our teachers. Shalom to you, brothers, pushing and teaching this truth. Until next time, Lord's will, I say shalom. Stay strong and keep the faith no matter what. Shalom.